Hi guys, I have another coloring and card tutorial for you today, and today I'm coloring Artic Fox, which is part of the new release that is coming out today for little blue button stamps. I really like this image because it's both very super adorable, but it's kind of a different kind of image, and I like it. She is so adorable. I kind of first wanted it to be a winter image and Christmas image because it's an Arctic fox, but I actually ended up making a sort of a fall kind of card. Winter haven't really arrived here in Sweden yet, so I thought it felt best, and coming in from the kind of cold and rainy evening on a fall day after been out in the woods and collected mushrooms or something, and having that warm cup of cocoa, and just kind of that feeling that I wanted to convey. A little bit about the coloring. I've done something a little bit different when it comes to how the light is falling, because I'm kind of letting the light coming from the middle of the image, not like the cup is radiating light, but the light is coming from that center part. This helped me to draw your eye to the middle of the image when it's all colored and done, because if I had let the light shine from the upper left corner, then the fox would have been in shadows, with the face and tummy would be in shadows, and therefore you would look more towards her. While if I had put the sun in the other corner, the fox would have been in your eye, but not her. And I wanted both be in, because it's kind of like they are sharing this little cup or cocoa or coffee or tea. But I thought it was such a sweet image, and that is a little bit about the kind of shading and coloring. I've chosen oranges and greens because they match the pattern papers I'm gonna work with, which is the Give Thanks from American Crafts. When it comes to her little jumpsuit, I actually realized after I put the card together and I stopped recording that I forget that little light box at the back of her back there. So if you look at the image that is going to be at the end of the video, the close-up image of the card, you will see that I actually have filled it in with the E44. So I just completely filled it in with the E44 without shading. Then I'm cutting this little out, and I have another tip. I try to find tips to share with you every time I cut something out. My tip this time is to, if you have a lot of white space paper around it, like I had now, do a rough cut around it before you do your detail cutting, because those big paper pieces that will hang around will actually make it harder to move your scissors or move the paper around, because the scissor will get stuck in those. So I recommend kind of trimming it down, doing a rough cut, and then doing the cut that you are after. So let's start making the card. I'm going to make a 4x4 card because I thought it would be fun. It was a kind of a fun size, mostly because I felt that the image fitted very good with that, or the idea that I had. So I'm cutting the mat down to be 3 7/8 by 3 7/8, and I'm cutting down the pattern paper to be 4. Yeah, I cut it down to be 4, but it's going to be cut down again to 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. The other little brown piece you saw me cut, I cut it to be about, I left it to be the width it was, because I'm going to cut it down later, but I cut it down to be 4 1/4 just as the paper pieces, because I'm going to have my little sentiment on that. I'm going to use this My Favorite Thing sentiment, which says, "Take life one sip at a time." I thought it was perfect for this card. So I used my powder tool by EK Success, and then I am going to stamp it in Versamark ink, and I'm gonna heat emboss it in white embossing powder. So the width of the card is based on both the width of the stamp, but also the width of the image stamp, but also the width of this stamp. I'm using a little dry paintbrush to remove some of the white things that were statically left there. And after I heat embossed it, I'm using a dry cloth to remove as much of that powder as possible. Cutting this down to be I think 5/8 of an inch. And then I'm scoring this, and I've discovered in the middle of scoring this that I scored it at 4 bar instead of at 4 inches. So I'm scoring it at 4 inches, and I'm kind of annoyed about that part, but I don't want to recut it all. So I'm cutting a little 1-inch strip of the green paper and a 1 1/8 of an inch strip of the brown paper, and then I cut both of them down to 4 inches. So it's gonna go from the top to the bottom of the card base. Then I'm gonna just put them together with my tape runner, so we're actually finishing off the inside of this card before we're finishing off the outside, because I really wanted to do that. And then I actually put that over that embossed line that I got when I scored. You can still see it on the back side, but you can't see it on the inside, and that kind of made me a little bit happier. Then I'm using some tape runner to add all the different papers on each other. I'm gonna have a piece of twine, lawn fawn twine on the card, and that's why I'm not layering the bottom part. I thought it didn't really need any layering this time. Putting the sentiment at the bottom. Then I'm adding some tape on the back side, on both of the back sides, and then take the ribbon and I just turn it around it. I do want a bow, but I kind of decided that tying a string around that, it's kind of hard and I kind of don't work for me. I have a tendency to get everything crooked. So I just tied a little string bow at the side, added a little glue dot to kind of stick it down onto the other ribbon. And then it looks like I have tied a little ribbon there, even though I haven't. And then I just added some foam tape on the back side of the colored image. And that is my card for today. So I want to thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, just comment down below. Down below you find all the details, Copic's use, etc. and a link to my blog. Here are 2 other cards that I have made with little blue button stamps. So thanks again for watching, and I see you later. Bye!